Hey everybody, I hope you're well, and today we're going to look at my number 2 tip, and this is the getting over that psychological barrier of being able to dump your losses and how you can think about that. If you've seen tip number 1, you'll understand that there is a psychological barrier for some people to be able to sell their losses. So you'll understand how important tip number 2 is. So we know that it's a psychological barrier, so we need to start thinking about our losses in a slightly different way. The one way that we can do it is that we can start thinking of it as a bit of a swap. So when we start thinking it as a swap, you know, you'll take more action because it feels it's like an easier pill to take, and also you're not forced to think that you've completely failed as well. So what you're doing is you'll fundamentally also change your thoughts, your feelings, and that will in turn change your body chemistry. The other way to think about it is another way to offset your taxes. So obviously when you cash out, I know certain laws in certain countries at the moment, but you know, eventually we will have to pay tax on cryptocurrency. I don't think we're ever going to get away from that. Governments won't allow that to happen. So what you can start to do is, I'll give you a great example. I had some oil shares, they were slightly down, I was making 3 or 4%. I sold them at a loss and I put the money into cryptocurrency about 4 or 5 months ago. On that money I've made 900%, but when I cash it out, I'll definitely be getting my losses from the oil, putting it against my profits, and being able to take more out with paying less tax. So that's a great way to think about it, and it's generally how I try to think about it.
Dad!
What is it, sweetie? Did you see a scary picture in your picture book?
That was last year's taxes. You have to pay again this year.
No, because you see, I went ahead and year-wise, I was counting forward from the previous... Oh!
Santa Clara University also did a whole bunch of studies, and they come up with the conclusion that if you start to think about as harvesting your losses, so again, language that you say out loud is very, very important, because what you say out loud you will generally believe. And when you say harvest, it's a very harmless word. You know, if you think about what you associate it with, when you say losses or debt or something like that, it has a very negative connotation, where when you say harvest you actually think of quite nice things, and therefore this makes the experience a little bit more pleasant, even though it's never great taking a loss, but sometimes you need to do it. Also, we need to remember the rules. You know, you just need 3 out of 10 opportunities, ICOs, coins, whatever, to do well, to break even. And on the flip side, if you want to make some big money, you just need 7 out of 10. So, you know, you're going to have some losses, you're going to have some losers in your portfolio. If you get smarter about when you dump them, then that will allow you to put more money into the winners, and therefore it will generate you more profit. The thing you've got to remember is that you are going to take some losses. Now, if you look at your portfolio now and say you got 50 coins, well, the likelihood is that probably 3 or 4 will do incredibly well. The next 7 or 8 will do well. The next 4 or 5 will do okay. There'll be a couple of tail coins in there, maybe 4 or 5, and the rest will they don't even exist in the next year. So you've got to accept that not all of the coins that you have in your portfolio are winners, and that you need to take some losses. And if you get stronger at being able to dump the losses and invest in the winners, and that will get you to your 7 out of 10 a lot quicker, and therefore you'll be making great profits. On the next video, we're going to be talking about how important it is to take profits and the reasons behind why you should. Follow me on social media or join one of my Facebook groups, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'm feeling